How's it going, everyone? Mario here. If you're new to the markets, you're bound to make a lot of mistakes. In this video, we're gonna go over some of such mistakes made by some of the new traders. So if you're new to the markets, you can look at it and try not to repeat the same again. The point of this video is not to shame anyone in particular. We all make mistakes in the stock market, but the point is, are you smart enough to learn from it? Without further ado, let's get into the video. Don't Be Like This, Episode 1.
To be honest, I only learned options, and it's my first week. I was risking about 100, 200 at a time every day, and I was making like 100, 150 in profit. That was cutting it. Now I'm up 2500 in 2 weeks. Haven't lost one day so far. I'm not risking anything I'm not willing to lose, and I'm not willing to lose 100% of my option before it expires.
Immediately when you read this message, you can identify the trader is absolutely new to the markets. If you see anyone brag about,
Haven't lost one day so far, I'm on my winning streak,
that's a dead giveaway that they are new. The only thing which differentiates between a new trader and a professional trader is not their winning streak, but how they manage their risk. You wouldn't see a single professional trader with a CMT on his hand brag about their winning streak. Profits? Meh. Losses? Meh. Because we know that winning and losing is a part of the process. If you are a beginner and you're lucky like for 5 times, and in the 6th time your mindset is,
oh, I've never lost, I will never lose, so this time I'm gonna go dead steep on a call option.
and that's when you take a heavy loss which wipes out almost all the profits which you made from the previous 5 trades, you will come to a reality check that the market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Here's another issue I got with this statement. Trader says he was only risking about $100 to $200 a time every single day. How much percentage of your entire folio is 100 to 200? It doesn't matter. What are you, an idiot? If you risked 100 to 200 every single day to make 100 to 150, you're not even making 1:1. That's not how you survive in trading long term. Risk to reward matters. Taking trades like this is how you will be up for 5 trades and then one loss will wipe out the entire profits which you made before. Lack of proper risk management. I'm not risking anything that I'm not willing to lose. This statement reeks of gambling. If you gamble in the stock market, you might get lucky once or twice, but in the long term, it's gonna bend you over and it's gonna... You get the point. So, what to learn from this? 1. You don't have to risk 100 to 200 at a time every single day, especially to make 100 to 150. That's not even 1:1 risk to reward. How to trade properly. How to avoid making the same mistake. If you're risking 100 to 200 every single day, always calculate how much that the 100 to 200 is to your overall portfolio. If your portfolio is $1,000, $100 to $200, it's like 10 to 20% of your portfolio. Risking 10 to 20% of your portfolio in a single day, it's absolute lunacy. That's how you blow up your account. Episode 2.
They don't want us to play stop losses. Yeah, I hate stop losses. They've always screwed me.
Have you heard this famous quote, "A bad carpenter always blames his tools"? This is an example for that. Stop losses are there to protect your portfolio and you protect your capital. If you didn't use it properly, then yeah, it's gonna bend you over again. The amount of advices which I see on how to set stop losses online is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, just set 10% of your options contract or 20% of the option contract as the stop losses.
How much is the 10% and 20% of the stop losses in your option is gonna affect your portfolio? Hey, no one cares. Who gives a shit about any of that? Setting stop losses is an art. It always comes down to how much you're willing to lose and how much you're willing to make. In stock market terms, we call it R. The R stands for risk. How much you're risking and how much you're making. At the end of the day, that's all matters. If you take a SPY call option and spend $200 on it, And if you set your stop losses at 10% of your options, you're technically setting your stop losses to 20. If a SPY call option has a delta of literally $60, setting your stop losses at 20 will stop you out if SPY moves like 10 cents. Is it smart to keep a stop losses on SPY at 10 cents? No. No wonder you're gonna get stopped out pretty quick and then watch the stock rip higher after hitting your stops. Because you suck at setting stops. The best thing to do is go with the price. Set the stops based on the price of the stock instead of the percentage of the option. Before entering the trade, let's say in the same $200 contract, you're willing to lose $60 to make $180. That is a 1:3. $60 is the R, and you're willing to make $180, which will be 3R. That is a very good trade. And you set your stop losses at $140. If the delta on those options are 60, you technically get stopped out if SPY drops under $1, which is also very tight, but at least reasonable. If you don't know what delta means, it's the amount of money you make or lose for every dollar move with the strike price of the options which you picked. If you don't follow this and keep setting stop losses blindly at 10% and 20%, stop losses are going to touch you in a way only Michael Jackson could. Lesson to learn from this: don't blame the stop losses. It's the tool which was there to protect your capital. Blame yourself for sucking at setting up proper stop losses and getting stopped out or kicked out early from the contracts. Episode number 3. Hope. Isn't hope a beautiful thing?
Wow, heavy losses with Tesla calls today, but still holding and hoping for the reversal. Hope he says something not out of the pocket. I feel so bad for hoping SPY crashes down to 400 today. Let's hope and cook together. Let's hope to break it. I was seriously hoping it would drop below 400. I hope it...
If you're a trader, there are certain languages which you should delete off your vocabulary. Hoping is one of them. If you have a well-defined plan with a proper risk already, it really doesn't matter what happens with the stock price. If you're right, you're gonna make money. If you're wrong, you're gonna get stopped out for a small loss. I really feel like the term hope stems from the fact that you entered a play without any plans whatsoever, and while you're in the trade, that's when you started asking questions like,
oh, should I take profits here? Should I cut my losses here? I don't know what to do anymore. I hate my life.
Making plans after entering a trade is the worst thing you can do as a trader. Imagine being blindfolded and then dropped off in the middle of the forest with no way out. That's the scenario we're talking about when you're in the trade without any plans. You're blindfolded and you don't know what to do. Remember, we don't tell the markets what to do. It's gonna do what it always does. Make as many traders as foolish as possible. There is no room for hoping here. Everything boils down to one important aspect: managing the risk. So, remove the word hope off your vocabulary. Before entering the trade, make sure to manage the risk properly so you exactly know how much money you'll be losing if the trade didn't go in your favor, and make sure that the amount of money which you're losing isn't more than 2% of your portfolio. If you notice something, you only panic if you're over leveraged. If you're not over leveraged and if your risk is defined and it's not more than 2% of your portfolio, you are going to stick by the plan. What do we learn from this? Have a plan before entering the trade rather than planning while you are in the trade and use vocabulary like,
I hope it's gonna happen. I hope this happens.
No, market's gonna do what it always does. Remove the hope of your vocabulary when trading. Have a plan. Stick by it. And we move on to the last episode of the series. It's not going to be about trading, but it's going to be about psychology as a whole. Don't be a moron. Be a positive influence to the people you surround yourself with. It's easier to be bitter and lose yourself along the way. Start focusing on your own self and try to get better instead of talking like a stereotypical white trash rednecks from the interior of Alabama.
They took our jobs! Yeah, they took our jobs! They did!
With that being said, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you subscribe to this channel. I hope you check out my Patreon.
Oh Mario, but you said the word hope out of your vocabulary.
See you guys in the next one.